That's right, guys. The camera's back.
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
I haven't used my second camera in fucking God knows how long. In fact, since before the bike blew up, burnt down, exploded, caught fire, is too many words for it. But yeah, since that happened, I haven't actually used my second camera. So some of you might have been thinking, oh, maybe that was on the bike when it caught fire. It wasn't, so it still works. In fact, I've got 3 cameras now. I've got the Ghost S, which is that one, the Ghost S, which is at home, and the Ghost 4K, which is there. So I've got too many cameras. On the upside, I can get a fuck ton of camera angles now. On the downside, there's not many places to mount cameras on this bike. So kind of good, kind of not good. But anyway, the camera's back, so now you get to see my lovely face. Yeah, it's not that lovely, is it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you now have to see my face again. Believe me, it hurts me more than it hurts you. I mean, you choose to watch this. I don't choose to walk past a mirror. But anyway, today has worked out very well for me. The last probably 3 days, the last 3 days I worked, the last 3 days have been absolutely shit weather-wise. It's been pissing it down, it's been dark, it's been gloomy, very bleak. And today is my day off, and it's fucking beautiful out here. I mean, it's a little bit chilly, but it's dry, and that's the important thing. I can get rid of my mahoosive chicken strips that have reappeared. Because I did actually get the chicken strips down to about that much on the rear tyre, but because of the shit weather, they've gone up to about that now, so it's depressing. You know, riding this bike, I'm very self-conscious now, because the old bike was loud enough that I could talk, sat at a set of traffic lights, and not be heard by people walking by, whereas now anyone that walks past can hear me talking to myself. So yeah, I'm very aware of that now. I need a new can on this thing. Alright, yeah, learn to ride. That actually reminds me of something. Are motorcycle tests a waste of time? I know you need to learn how to ride a bike, that makes complete sense, and I get that, but if you do all of the tests, going all the way from a CBT up to a, okay then, hello. But yeah, if you do all the tests going from a CBT all the way to a full license, then you end up spending fucking so much money. Because me personally, I've done a CBT, and then 2 years later my CBT ran out and I was still on a 125, so I redid my CBT. And then I did my A1 to get the L plates off my 125. Then I did my A2 to be able to ride something like this. And then I've got to do my unlimited, my full license, my A license. And if you're doing that just at a training school, you're going to end up paying about £1,000. Anywhere between like £1,000 and £1,500 for all the tests. Luckily, I've been fairly fortunate with my tests, because the first lot of them, I got them done where I used to. Damn, that's different. Yeah, I got them done at SBT at Letchworth, which my dad used to own. Kind of. He used to own the place that owns them now, so I got cheap, very good deals on stuff. And now my next test, where I work now, does motorcycle training, so I'm getting a fucking fantastic deal on that. But it's still costing me so much money. It's ridiculous. And the fact that I have to keep doing tests. With fucking driving a car, you can pass your test in the Ford KA, and then as soon as you pass, you can go out, don't even think about it, buddy, you can go out and buy a Bugatti Veyron. And that's perfectly fine. But with bikes, you have, every time you want to step up to the next level, kind of, you have to do another test. You have to do your CBTs, your A1, your A2, then you're unrestricted. Or you could just jump in at 24 and do an unrestricted and get 1000cc as your first bike, but not a good plan. Not a good plan at all, because you will throw that down the road. I think it's ridiculous that driving a car, one test, you're done, you can drive anything. With a bike, it's, if you do it from 16, it's four or 5 tests. In my opinion, how it should actually work is, when you're doing a bike test, yeah, at 16 you do your CBT, and that does 50cc and 125. Then when you want to do your A2 license to get on a bigger bike, don't do another test. Don't have to go through the whole fucking mod 1, mod 2 theory test and everything. You should do another CBT on a bigger bike, because all you're doing is proving, yes, I can handle something with more power than what I've been on for 2 years. It's like with me, with my unrestricted license, I've been riding for 5.5 years already, and I've got to sit through another fucking mod 1, mod 2. I've got to do the training. Ridiculous. It should be, okay, you've been riding for 5 years, you obviously know how to ride a motorcycle, you haven't died yet, so you're not a complete idiot. Prove to me, the instructor, that you can handle a bigger bike. Oh yes, you clearly can. Thank you. Here's your license. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be, okay, you've been riding 5 years, come in, we'll do a day's training on this bike, then go home, and then a week later come back, we'll do half a day's training, and then do your mod 1, and then go home, and then come back, you do half a day's training, then do your mod 2, and then you go home, and then you get your license. That is just fucking wrong. Mainly because what I'm doing right now, I would fail my test, because I'm riding with one hand, and I'm not fully concentrating on the road. I'm talking, I'm distracted. But I've been doing exactly this for 3 years, and I've been riding a bike for 5.5 years, so I know what I'm doing. Yes, I've had quite a few crashes or accidents or little spills, and yes, I may have hit the back of 2 cars. I'm not sounding good right now, am I? But the thing is, I have learned. My first big crash, that was because I grabbed a handful of front brake going around a 90-degree right-hand corner. I have not done that since then. My last crash, where I came off the roundabout and the front end tucked and the bike hit a curb, and I ended up sat in the middle of the road. I have learned, don't do 55 mile an hour coming off a roundabout when it's fucking icy and the road's got a camber at the edge of it, so the road starts like that and then does that, because that's actually what caused it. The front wheel went light because it went up the road like that, and then the road flattened off, so the wheel carried on going up, which meant the wheel lost grip, tucked down, and just fucking went. But again, I have learned. I don't personally think that I should have to do 2 more tests. I say that because your mod 1 is a test and your mod 2 is a test. I can move. The mod 1 is slow manoeuvres in a car park. If you can't move your bike backwards and then into the space next to where you parked it, don't get a fucking bike. Simple as that. The slalom in the test as well. The mod 1 where you've got to do a slalom and then a figure 8. When the fuck do you ever have to do a slalom and a figure of 8 when you're on the road? If you do that when you're on the road, you will get pulled over. But if you go down the road like this, you've got a very high chance of being pulled over. So why the fuck do you need to do it in a test? Oh yeah, to prove that you can do it. Okay, do you want me to wheelie in a test just to prove I can do it? No, because that would be dangerous. And again, in the mod 1 where you've got to do your emergency stop, or no, I don't think it's called emergency stop, it's a controlled stop now. We've got to go from 30 mile an hour down to 0 as soon as possible. If you lock up your tyre, literally, if your tyre skids just a little bit, you fail, because you weren't in control of the bike. Yes, you were. Did you drop it? If you drop the bike, yeah, fail, fair enough. You're just going to come straight into this lane, aren't you? Yeah. You can still go straight on from there. Yeah, unless you drop your bike, you shouldn't fail under the emergency stop. Because I've done emergency stops on the road where I have locked my wheels up. If I have not dropped the bike, that was a successful stop. So anyway, what's your opinion on it? Do you think that you should have to do all these tests, or should it be a little simpler? I found out the other day, in South Africa, you do one test. And then you can drive anything and ride anything. Because they see it as, okay, you know the rules of the road. You can obviously manage anything on the road. Fair enough. Get a bit of training to actually learn how to ride a motorbike, but you can do anything with one test. The equivalent of about £300. Done. In this country, to drive a car, you end up spending about 1,500 quid on lessons and tests. And then riding a bike, again, between 1,000 and 1,500 quid on tests. It's ridiculous. So anyway, it's been a while since I've actually had a decent rant on one of these videos, so thank you for watching. Please leave your opinions down in the comments, because I'm interested to know what people think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.
Going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.